When we win, we get it back, then we take it on back to a ladder so unbalanced. It's the Masochist challenge.
Hello and welcome into the video. For maybe like one or two of you, welcome back to the series in general. It has been a long time since I have sat down and played some Masochist. Honestly, I think the last time I recorded any like Masochist gameplay was over a year ago. And, you know, that's been for a lot of things. I, at the time, just got really busy with different things in my life and kind of got burnt out on the format that was going on at that time as far as Masochist like viability. So I just sort of set it to the side. But, you know, over time, I've just been really missing just kind of Masochist gameplay. I really like the element of deck building and kind of discovery as you open up new packs and trying to make all these little synergies work. So, with all that being said, I'm giving it another shot. We're going to take another run at it. Because it has been quite a while, I figured it probably deserves getting a little bit of a deck breakdown, what I'm running, why I'm running it. Not saying that this is the absolute best deck I could make, but it is what I have for now. So I'd break this down in a few ways. One is that we have a number of level 2s, so things like Hyperia, Trickstar Lilybell, who, you know, specials when added, and that is for a reason. We have Sprite Elf, we have SP Little Knight, Haggard Lizardos, so we have a bit of a Link 2 thing going on, also Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. So we have this nice suite of kind of level 2s and Link 2s and generic links, kind of being the core of the strategy, if you want to call it that. There's also a number of cards in here that are basically just extenders to try and get into those. So the Ascendant of Thunder, 2 of the Mech Knight cards, and even No Punk Foxy Tune and Deer Note to try and spam as much as we can to get into the extra deck. Now that's technically not all we have, because we do have some decent generic synchros. So we have Destruction with Vermilion Dragon Mech, we've got back row removal with Wind Pegasus Adagnister, and somewhat of a finisher in Final Sigma, not that I can get into that consistently. So we do have some good synchros in there as well. One decent generic rank 4 in Castel. And so we're backing all of this up with a couple of equip cards, one concentrating current, and just some, you know, decent enough trap cards. So things like Fogblade, Wall of D, Deep Grave for revival, and maybe the best card here, Dogmatica Punishment. The extra deck lock is not great, but if we're already established, then of course that is really nice. Pairs well with the Golden Cloud Beast here. And then we have a couple other notable staples like Pot of Desires and Galaxy Cyclone. So really, we're looking at, you know, the Masochist of Masochist decks, in the sense that it's all these little tiny synergies, not really a coherent strategy necessarily yet, but I am looking forward to, you know, building on that as we kind of progress through the episode. So hope you'll join me for that, and see you in the games. And here we are, Season 52, Rookie 2. Oh boy, let's see what we can do. Okay, our opponent has decided to make us go first here. Not a great going first hand, so we'll just set Phalanx and Wall of D and hope for the best here. Branded Fusion. What a way to return. It's possible that they could summon a bunch of stuff and then not have the means to do anything with it. You know what? I will force you to banish other stuff and make maybe a monster you weren't hoping to make. Okay, banishing those two. Or Titaniclad. Not bad, not bad. He's unaffected by special summon monsters. I could lower his attack by 800. Oh, 1600. Kind of a smoke 'em while you got 'em situation here. Branded in high spirits. But why? Okay, and branded opening. If he special summons, then it'll just lower the attack even further. Okay. So they do have destruction protection by card effects in the graveyard. Not sure what the set is. And they are going to get back this guy. Alright, let's start cleaning things up here. I can either do the Tricky or Herald of the Abyss. Yeah, let's get a little aggro. I'm hoping that the Fuma Wave can kind of carry here. Oh dear. Target that guy to destroy that guy. Kind of a dangerous move because... Oh, it doesn't matter, right? Branded opening. Well, even if Albion got into the graveyard, then he gets the end phase effect. I don't know if there's a top deck that gets me out of this. I mean, I could delay the inevitable, but I think I'm just going to let the opponent move on to the next match. A rough one, first one back, but we gave it our best shot. Not a terrible opening hand here. Or actually, is it terrible? Pot of Desires, you have to fix me. You have to fix me right now. No Ash Blossom. Oh, Max C. That is actually fine. I think I just set Fuma Wave and pass. No way that I'm playing into Max C. By the way, first game branded, second game Max Seed. Quite a way to return. Heroes, okay. Not sure how much damage we're going to be able to do with Fuma Wave here. Getting the Stratos. Ferris and Mali. Pretty strong. I think I basically need to stop Vion, and for that to be enough for me to live. I'm gonna chain on do this at res, so they don't know what I'm up to when they're sending. Alright, let's see. Maybe, honestly, I should wait until the res of Shadow Mist, but it is what it is now. I think if I see the first poly or a hero equivalent, I basically have to scoop. Dusk Crown. Special summon that guy. Then we have Malian Grave. We can go through all the links. I think this is a done deal. Okay, our opponent is having us go first. Let's hope we don't get max seed again. Well, it is Fuwa, you know? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and see what we rip. We rip nothing. I unfortunately think I do have to do Little Knight and pass. I'll give one draw just to give myself the slightest chance in this game. If the sleeves are anything to indicate, then this is Sky Striker and it's probably over, but we'll give it a shot. Fusion Destiny, Chain Droplet. Alright, buddy. Alright. Rookie 2 is crazy. Okay, going first, and I guess for going first, this hand is something. Certainly wouldn't want to go second with this hand. Deep Grave with Hyperia is actually better than it might seem with that draw. I'm gonna just set everything and see if we can eke this one out. I mean, opening up Dogmatic Punishment is not nothing. This person has 5 cards in extra deck, so maybe an actual beginner. I guess I would send Wind Pegasus here for the shuffle effect in Grave. Kind of crazy that I've got 2 decent punishment targets, so anytime I pull punishment, I'm adding more copies. I mean, if we're doing set pass, I'm pretty happy with that. T-set. Okay. Folks, we may have a game. Probably should have phalanxed the Hyperia to get the draw on the next turn, but I could do that end phase of this turn too. I guess let's get in there. They're probably thinking that I'm, you know, on pills right now. Like, they definitely set a monster with higher defense. Yep. But the important part here is... Actually, do we waste this? You know what? I think we're good. I think we wait. So I think they're on the Link starter deck. Normal summon Blade Knight. And here's where... They may just give up now, I don't know. And then we return this one to the hand. Setting a field spell. Scary. Alright, let's see if I get the extra draw by doing this. Light stage, so I can make it so they can't use the new set. I'm actually going to steal their Blade Knight just to get some tempo going. Draw a Necrosynchron, nice. And give me that Blade Knight. And the draw for turn being light stage is actually pretty sick because I can add the Lilybell. And Lilybell special summons. Alright, let's target that new back row. So they can't use that until the end turn of the turn. I think I just go to battle here. Oh, it did light up. Interesting. I was trying to figure out why I can't special summon from the extra deck, but it's because I use punishments. I am really bad about remembering my lingering effects, but anyway. We're looking good so far. Resolve light stage. Ooh. They should not have set that. I imagine we know what the set is. The 2100. No need to use the ledger book to banish right now. We can do that on our own turn. Terror Top. Well, let's start by doing our little advantage loop with Sprite Elf. Bring back Hyperia for some more fun draws. Danger Dogman, not bad. Not great, but not bad. With the Phantom Knight's Sword, Elf can already get over the back row. Let's get Terror Top, search our dice. And I'm going to make Codebreaker. I'd rather use the Night Sword as a battle trap. We do have a chance at lethal if Dogman hits. Nice. Battle phase. Yeah, even if they gain 1,000, they're still dead. Dogman for game. All right, GG's to our opponent. The first win, returning to Masochist. First win on return. Let's get the first pack of the return. There's a lot that could improve the deck, let's be honest. Here we go. Ninjutsu Art of Shadow Sealing, Super Rush Headlong, Portable Battery Pack, Gearspring Spirit, Bubble Barrier, Code Exporter, Enter Blathnir, pretty funny with it actually seeing play in Radiant Typhoon these days. I don't think we have the 9s to support it. Ancient Gear Commander, also probably not something we can use. Let me take a peek at this Super Rush Headlong. This is actually pretty good as far as removal goes. Like right now we're playing Concentrating Current, which doesn't really make sense with our links, so it only works half the time. I think maybe we do swap Concentrating for this, actually. Pretty decent. We actually picked something up. Let's go next. All right, loading in, and our opponent is going first. Ooh, this is Succumbing Song Morganite, so looks like we're up against Stun. Luckily, we do have removal in hand with Herald of the Abyss. They are going to draw 2 every single turn, which is not great for us. And I don't have a strong normal summon, but they don't either. Okay, move man. Okay. I'm gonna try to dig for better cards by summoning out Nessie. This is also a 2-turn clock. Nessie plus move man. Magic Drain against Stun is maybe not nothing. Oh, okay. Well, I will keep the move man. Let's get in there. The Morganite draw 2 every turn is going to make this kind of nasty. We'll see if I can eke this one out before they get too much advantage. Cleafort Carrier. Wonder if they've got anything else here. They sure do. Well, let's try the punishment. You know what? You can just go bye-bye for a little while. I guess I'm saving the Magic Drain for next duel. Probably should have just gotten that right away. This is gonna get more and more annoying. Ooh, but I get to choose the battle position. Now the question is, can I beat the clock? Okay. Just need to have them draw, fade 4 draws effectively because of Morganite, because we're on a 2-turn clock. This does not feel very possible, but I've got Herald of the Abyss, so do I care about that? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. Setting an additional card. Maybe I activate this before that becomes something they can activate. Okay, Herald of the Abyss. Let's see if that set is anything real. It was chainable, but not real for now. I think I will set Arborea. There's a good argument to make that I should have shuffled back the rivalry. Okay, we're getting more Clees. Everybody loves Cleefort Scout's effect. Or flavor text, rather, which is an error has occurred while executing C/Sophia/Zephyr.exe, unknown publisher. But the pendulum effect, you know, that's a pretty good one too. Getting Monolith. It's feeling like I'm about to be owned into the sun, but let's find out. Lose one turn. Okay. You know, I will take the battle trap. That could come in handy. I'm going to continue setting because I may have to win by deck out. Not going to lie. At least they are now zone locked in terms of their spell traps. But they can, of course, just like pendulum summon back every turn. Curious to see if they can push their strategy. They've only got 500 life points, so they can't search with Scout. Pendulum Bummin. Two guys. Of course, they're negated. But there is Cleefort Stealth. Gonna bounce. And destroy my little spell trap. Ooh. Yeah, we're doing pretty good here. And by we, I mean them. Axe of Despair is theoretically interesting. Unfortunately, I am under rivalry. I gotta try. I do think this is over. Are they doing double damage just like in general? Another Necro Valley, sure. Summoner's Art. I kind of want to see if they have towers. The towers. And there's the boy. Alright, well, they do have it. I guess I'll let them do it. Once again, we tried our best. Well, we're seeing our new card here, and given that we are going second, this might actually be pretty decent for us. And Galaxy Cyclone, also pretty decent going second, not gonna lie. Dark Magician Girl, send Changshi the Spirit Owl. At least we have the out for the sarcophagus, if it ends up mattering. So it does look like we're going to end up playing into either Dragoon or the Towers one. They're on a 60 card deck, so this could go really crazy here. I'm very curious where the zombies come into this thing. Gandora. Ooh, zombie vamp? For sure, for sure. I don't think there's any great mills for me. Other than if they decided to special summon back Witch of the Black Forest for no reason. Okay, so we are on the full, like, Tearlament suite. We got Tear, we got Cash, we got some zombie stuff, Gem Knights. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Dougie. Fiendsmith. Yep. You gotta do the Fiendschmidt. So I guess they could either, you know, set up the DDD Xyz, or they could go like Spirit Reaper to mill even more cards. Sequence. So far their mills have not been very strong, unless I'm missing something here. Lacrima. Bring back Engraver. We got the cream. We got the gravy. Where are we going? Oh, okay. Not Spirit Reaper, sorry. Pilgrim Reaper. Ooh, and they've got the Birth in hand. Damn. Adding grass. Not the strongest grass, since it's just going to be 8 more cards, but... Ooh, they got the Diabellstar Vengeance. I really was expecting, like, tier names, stuff like that. Usually that's what the Gem Knight package is for. Curious. You participate in a mill deck, and yet You're milling. Not very curious at all, I guess. Snow, pretty good. And we've got the Blackwing that bounces and summons. Am I crazy? This does not look very good. I guess they get Birth. Okay, Chaos Betrayer. Oh, okay, now we've got Changshi the Spirit Owl banished. Makes sense. Changshi can foolish any zombie. Send the Necroface. Oh, is he gonna deck me out? That'd be pretty funny. Banished Ashirin. Okay, bringing back Unicorn. Sorry, Yuja. Take a good one. Ooh. And he gets the Rhino Heart. Send Havness Fuse into Kit. Maybe he can deck me out. Send Havness again. Mill a bunch. Now with the Kit Callow, or sorry, the Kashtira, are you milling me or are you milling you? That lets me know their plan. Milling themselves. Got another Necroface in grave. So snow again. Do they have something that puts the zombies back in the graveyard? So far, I don't care about any of this. Oh, okay. This guy, Dark Necromancer, would have brought back Necroface, except that all of their zones were clogged. Do I just try to deck them out now? They've done nothing. A Baoku. So they have to have a card in hand to do anything with that. Gub mill themselves. Sending Sheeran, pretty good. Making the Arise Heart. Okay. And then Arise Heart can reattach the Necroface. For sure. Got it. But you need like 4 more activations of that. Bit of a dangerous game here because I can just pass my turn. So they need to completely mill me. This is why I didn't scoop when I saw what they were trying to do. Oh, it's a ooh, a little bit of a hollow. Let's go fishing. Sulfachord, Fancia, Scareclaw, Queen of Thorns, nice. Oton Drident, Black Dragon's Chick, Dragoonity Divine Lance, Thunder Dragon Fusion, interesting, probably not usable yet, maybe ever. What is this ultra rare? Shadow's Light. Huh? Okay, Royal Shadow's Light. What is this card? Target a dark monster you control. Special summon one light monster from your deck or extra deck with the same original type and level. You can banish this card from your graveyard. During your main phase this turn, you can normal summon one light or dark monster in addition to your normal summon / set. You can only use each effect of Shadow's Light once per turn. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate either of these cards' effects. That kind of reads crazy, so I specifically have to have a dark monster on the field, and then I can summon. I don't even have to send that monster away. I just summon a light monster from deck or extra deck with the same type and level. Very interesting. I'm gonna go root through the collection and see what targets I actually have for this. Yeah, I will let you know if I find anything. But wow, pretty, very pretty. Interesting. So the opponent won the coin toss, but is having me go first. Let's test the waters here with Hyperia. I do not want to get max seed. Looks like no max C. Let's go light stage. Lilybell, special summon. I think I'm going to try to do my little Sprite, Elf, and SP Little Knight. See if this goes through. Crusadia, special summon. Check if I have a Synchro that's worth playing here instead with the Tricky. Would need to be an 8 or a 10, which I am not running. So okay, set the Deep Grave. On their turn, I can revive Hyperia for another draw. Not the worst thing. Illusion of Chaos. They've got 9 cards in extra deck, so very likely a Dark Magician thing. Grabbing Timaeus, okay. Circle. They wipe my board, then Terratop is actually not bad. My play into Dragoon is probably Transverser. Okay, special the Timaeus. That Trap in Grave is actually terrible, because now we can't chain Little Knight. Normal this guy. Why? Why are we doing that? Souls. Okay, might as well get rid of the Fuser. Souls for how many? Sending Chaos Form and 1,000 Knives. Okay. Basically comes down to how good these draws are. Soul Servant. Placing the Rod. We already normaled, so that's a next turn kind of thing. Miasma Necromancer. One of the new support cards here. Putting Dark Magician in hand. That's fair enough. I do have the deep grave, so if I want, I can get Elf back, which I probably will do. Let's see the draw first, though. Ledger book. That'll keep the dragon in check, if nothing else. I think it might be Lizardos to lower the dragon's attack. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, we can, I guess, bring back Little Knights just for safe keeping. Special the Tricky, sending the Cyclone, kind of crazy. In a really not crazy kind of way, just later on we'll be able to pop something. Normal Terratop. And I think this maxes out our damage for now. Okay, brings back the Magic Haribo. That is annoying. Alright, none of these can beat over DMG. I'm just glad to have the dragon out of the way. It's lagger time, baby. And I will pop the DMG. Okay. So we know Dark Magician. I don't know that we know the draw. I know they placed with Soul Servant, but I can't remember if they shuffled the deck since then. Gonna draw one. The real issue is the trap card. It's gonna negate if I do something in response. Let me read the trap card again. Okay. So they special summon Dark Magician Girl, I think. I'm gonna bring back Little Knight. Just try to dodge effects if I can. This might be worth the ledger book here. Trying to see what their third effect is going to be. I can at least try to get them to waste the trap card negate in grave. Okay, I must not be understanding the requirements here. Oh, that's the effect on field. Oh, okay. Adding Apprentice Illusion Magician. Sure. Battle phase. Get ledger booked. End phase. Bring them all back. Magic Drain, not the worst thing here because they have so few cards in hand, and we know one is Dark Magician. Let's start drawing. Oh, okay. We have full knowledge. It's Dark Magician in hand. Rasterliger, gonna get insane value. Do I have a way to bring the card back? Oh wait, Galaxy Cyclone. Easy. And now we just dare them to summon their Dark Magician. They should just take the damage and then summon him later, I think. I'm actually going to set this just because it might be link material or synchro material later. And they concede. We take those. All right, let's go. Our favorite guy. You know what that means. I don't, but you might. Ultra rare, nice. Edge Imp Chain, we like to see that. A second Fuma Wave. It has been decent when it works. It's just kind of conditional. I might replace one of the other trap cards with that, though. Not gonna lie. Evil Hero Infernal Gainer. Favorite Contact. Hazy Flame Griffin. The Weather Thundery Canvas. Definitely can't use that. Marincis Marbled Rock. It is generic for water. And there are a lot of Marincis cards in general. Okay. DPE? Holy. I will have to go back and check if I have Fusion Destiny. I guess technically Favorite Contact might be able to get it out. That's very funny that we got a card that could technically summon DPE. That is such a cool boss monster. I miss the DPE days. I will go to see if that is actually viable. All right, well, coming over to the deck edit screen, I actually do have the materials for this. I have DPE, I have Fusion Destiny, and, you know, I've got random heroes. The one thing that's key here is level 6 or higher hero can be kind of difficult. The game, like, gave me this Neos, so I don't feel like I can play with that in a Masochist account. But I did pull Destiny Hero Dogma. So my targets are not, like, the best, but I will go ahead and include that and hopefully scum some wins just off of activating Fusion Destiny. Any hand where I can draw into that off of, like, Hyperia is going to be just amazing. All right, we are going second. Interesting hand for going second. We have one of our, like, DPE bricks. And it is Raid Raptors. Oof. I guess this comes down to if they have a random extender in hand. Okay, this one adds from deck to hand, so yeah, they've got this one. I think I just have to go next. Alright, not the worst hand, not the best hand. Let's hope they don't have Max C, I guess. Alright, Dogman, please draw me something. Hell yeah. And we leave it there. Little Knight, and with Super Rush Headlong, we can win battle. It's not nothing. Maybe they're just panicking because my cards are so random. Normaling the King of D. But the king on the field becomes the lord, which I think is like a downgrade. I think if we were in feudal times, that would be not what you would want to do. Melody, that's getting a little scary. Sending Keeper, so this is looking like maybe the structure deck. Grabbing the Chaos Max and the Jet Dragon. That is kind of a disaster. If I was on a meta strategy, I would love to see that. But in my position, not so much. Sage. Bring out a Blue Eyes. Let's read the text. It says, and if you do. But you don't. So we know Jet Dragon, Chaos Max, okay, Mausoleum, so they will potentially get an additional normal summon, depending on what is in their hand. Nothing in hand, so why did they activate that? Okay, we don't have Blue Wizard and Grave, so I don't have to worry about Jet. That is not a great draw, but it is what it is. Literally, we just go to battle. Okay, I mean, we know that 2 of the cards in their hand are currently useless. It is entirely possible they just keep on fading draws long enough for us to do something useful. Is that one? Okay. Curious what that is. Could be the Blue Eyes one that like pops stuff. I do have a way to get to spell trap removal, so I guess let's see if I can do it. Foxy Tune effect. Bring out the Deer Note. Red-Eyed Dice. Okay, I may have overstated my back row removal. I thought Red-Eyed Dice could raise its own level. Clearly that is not the case. Elf is so tempting. So tempting that I think I have to. Okay, I was double, not entirely sure what I wanted to do there, but I do think this is the best path. If that is a Mirror Force, I do need to play around it. Okay, now we finally got to the spell trap removal. I misclicked the zone. What am I doing? Okay, we keep going. We keep going. I have 6,000. I don't have a way of making it more than that. It's gonna have to be enough. If they summon a monster, I can bring back Little Knight. Otherwise, I can bring back a tuner, or, you know, my level 2 tuner. And I still have some, like, battle protection. Setting another one. We know 2 cards in hand. So really, it's just, what is the last card? Okay, well, looks like that was enough. Let's see what we get. Honestly, pretty good pulls today, no matter what we get in this pack. DPE is crazy. Can't wait to actually see that in a duel. Fallen Sanctuary, so like an angel thing. A Kaiju. Interesting. Very glad to have that. Evo Miracle. Manticore of Smashing. Corruption Cell A, so like an alien counter thing. Dogmatica Turgy. We don't have any of the Dogmatica Ritual stuff. Silent Sword Slash. And Crossmind Archfiend. Honestly, if we can ever get on like Psychic Synchro stuff, not bad whatsoever. Okay, we're doing the Legacy packs last to cap the episode off. I think I'm just gonna skip to the very end, see if we have anything remarkable. Here we go. Okay, Dark Flare Knight, Muka Muka, Memory Crush King, Curse of Darkness, interesting for burn, Assault on GHQ, I guess it's okay for like Empty Jar, I don't know. Vermilion, Horsey Tail, Turbo Synchron, Elder of the Six Samurai, Performapal Life Swordsman, couple of normals, Aquarium Set, Anti Raigeki, Cross Counter, and Remote Rebirth. Yeah, unfortunately, like maybe, you know, some things are like corner case playable here, but nothing crazy, I don't think. All right, well, that will be the end of the episode here. I think, you know, the deck has actually really improved with the DPE and a couple other little trap cards that we've picked up. So I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.